First of all, happy Pride. I want to say happy Pride to all of you. And Netroots, welcome to Philadelphia. Netroots Nation, I am so happy that you're here. My name is Rue Landau. I have this honor of serving in this incredible city as a council member at large. And we are thrilled to have progressive leaders, organizers, advocates, and elected officials from across the country joining us here in our city of brotherly love, sisterly affection, and sibling solidarity. Before joining City Council, I spent my entire career as a civil rights and housing attorney and advocate. My wife, Carrie, and I were honored to receive Pennsylvania's first same-sex marriage license ever, 2014. And 2 years ago, I had the privilege, believe it or not, to be the first openly LGBTQ person elected to Philadelphia City Council. Before I started my career as a civil rights and housing lawyer, I started as an activist and organizer. I was in ACT UP Philadelphia. I worked with the Kensington Welfare Rights Union. We fought for access to health care at a time when the government turned their backs on people with HIV and AIDS. And we fought for access to housing for people who were homeless or on the edge here in Philadelphia and needed affordable, safe, secure housing. We are back here again today. As a lawyer and an advocate, and also in my role in City Council, we learned that progress rarely happens because people in power decide it's time. It happens because people organize, build coalitions, demand change, and refuse to accept that things have to stay the way they are. We reject the status quo. As a proud queer woman who serves this city, I carry that history with me every day. I know that I am standing on the shoulders of people who fought battles long before I arrived, and I know that every one of us has a responsibility to make sure that the next generation inherits a more just, more equitable, and more compassionate country than the one we were given. That's why gatherings like Netroots Nation mean so much, because every victory we celebrate today, from civil rights protections to marriage equality to worker protections and reproductive freedom, exists because people came together, built movements, demanded what is right by us, the people, for the people, and stayed in the fight even when the path forward wasn't clear. And that work is as important today as it's ever been. Across the country, we're seeing attacks on LGBTQ+ communities, immigrants, workers, and the fundamental rights that so many fought to secure is being unraveled. But by organizing and fighting back, from protecting our immigrant communities through things like our ICE out legislation that we passed here in Philadelphia, to defending the rights and dignity of renters facing harassment by negligent landlords, to making renting and living in Philadelphia more affordable. We're passing legislation every single month to make sure that we are trying to make Philadelphia the most equitable, affordable place that we possibly can, while we are protecting everyone who lives here or comes to visit here as well. And despite all of the attacks that we're getting from the feds, there's one thing I've learned here in Philadelphia. It's that people are still hungry to believe that progress is possible. They're hungry for leaders who will fight for them, organizers who will bring people together and win, and movements that are grounded not in fear, but in hope. Looking around this room, I see exactly those people. I see organizers, advocates, electeds, labor leaders, activists, community members who have dedicated themselves to building a more just country. The work ahead of us will be difficult, but no one in this room expected change to come easy, because you have all been on the ground fighting for and demanding what is right and what is just, and that is why you're here, coming together, learning from each other, and teaching each other as well. We came here to Netroots because we believe a better future is possible. We came here because we know that when people come together across communities, across states, across movements, there's no challenge we can't meet. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the work you do every day. Thank you for bringing your energy, your ideas, and your passion to Philadelphia. We got this when we do it together. Welcome to Netroots Nation, Philly.